Let's go. Let's go do this shit before YouTube block this fucking thing.
We have taken control as to bring you this special show. We will return it to you as soon as you are through. George Clinton was one of popular music's great innovators and most colorful characters. The ringleader of Parliament, Funkadelic, and more than a half a dozen other groups, Clinton revolutionized black music in the 70s. But the personal cost was tremendous. George Clinton is a legend. This is his story.
That's right. That's right.
There was a time when the earth.
This is the story of George Clinton, folks. This is the story of George Clinton, folks.
According to the cosmology of George Clinton, Dr. Funkenstein got the secret of funk from
George Clinton was born in the 1940s. He was born in the South, North Carolina, man. Raised by his parents. You know what I mean?
Behind the cartoon was a complex and innovative sound. But I dig. Free your mind, Dr. Funkenstein said. And your ass.
What about his nose? They're going deep in the shit. This is courtesy of VH1 from like 1999. You can't even block this shit in the movie. You block it too many fucking videos. I got one video blocked. That's some fucking clown. This clown Frankenstein. Frankenstein is a fucking ripoff. Not Frankenstein, you're a fucking douchebag.
George was the oldest of 9 children. His mother worked as a cleaning woman and babysitter.
Yeah, George Clinton Sr., man.
11, George's father came and took the kids to live with him in New Jersey.
Then George Clinton and his siblings had to move from North Carolina to New Jersey.
Growing up in a rough neighborhood in Newark, George was part of a
Newark, New Jersey. That's where he's supposed to go to.
When his friend Leroy was murdered right in front of him.
In 1956, man, he was in a group called Parliament. And then after Leroy was murdered, what did they do Leroy? Leroy was the dude Leroy that George Clinton was hanging out with. He got killed. He got killed in Jersey.
Car pulled off. And I think that went blank for me. Well, George knew that he wasn't a gangster. He heard Frankie Lyman on the radio and thought singing could be a way out.
George Clinton had a thing listening to Frankie Lyman and the teenagers.
They developed a reputation as being
the Parliaments were named after a pack of cigarettes and all that.
The Parliaments all hung out there.
They go to the barbershop and then they sing there. They go to the barbershop in Newark, New Jersey, and they sing there.
Congregate in the barbershop, just chit chat, singing, just a general hang.
You gotta talk about that's known the Willis. It's Bernie Worrell. He was in Parliament. I feel it's mixed with Parliament and Funkadelic.
In September of '62, the Parliaments went to Detroit to try their luck at Motown. They were signed but never recorded for the label. They were too much like the Temptations. But not
the Parliaments did their job. That's how the Parliaments did it, baby.
But he wanted to make his own records. In 1967, George hooked up with a new label called Revlon.
Yeah.
Some of the Parliaments released.
I want to testify from testifying. That's when all the Parliaments testifying out. Their song, I want to testify. And some songs that good songs to go with it. Bill Scheider, he's one of the people that's known for Willis. He did the interview. Him, Bernie Worrell, and all those other people. They said I'm testifying from the Parliaments that that song want to testify in.
Felt kind of lost when they left Frankfurt to Detroit. In 1968, race riots erupted in Watts, Detroit, and Newark. One of the
then you got the race riots that happened there, Jersey, California, and Michigan. Riots happened. There got LSD usages, Vietnam.
The Parliaments began dropping acid on a regular basis. Their coordinated suits
Black
and ties
Panthers,
soon gave way
fucking
to
people getting arrested and shit.
The polished Motown sound fell by the wayside. George wanted to expand the black rock sound that had been started by Jimi Hendrix and Sly Stone. Mixing James Brown's rhythms with psychedelic rock and roll, Clinton came up with a crazy hybrid of acid R&B.
Yeah.
George would take different elements.
All the members of Parliaments, they were high on that on the acid and this LSD shit and fucking acid. They're high off on shit. Well, these guys are high off it.
Began getting booked into Detroit rock clubs where they shared bills with Ted Nugent, Iggy and the Stooges, and the MC5.
The MC5 was doing a show there. The MC5 was doing a show. Iggy Pop, they do a show there.
And it was like loud and strong, and that's what I'm saying. Oh, this is so.
And then Parliament what else Parliament used? They used the equipment that Vanilla Fudge had.
In 1969,
Because of their equipment was already in somebody else's car. And all of a sudden somebody else got a wreck with Coleman's equipment.
Free Your Mind and Your Ass Will Follow.
That Free Your Mind, Your Ass Will Follow album. 1970, bro. They did a song called I Got a Thing. Yeah. This is from like August 14th, 1970, where they did a song. They did this song in some show that they did with the Funkadelic crew.
They sold 100,000 copies in Detroit alone. But it was the raw intensity of their live shows that filled the group's reputation.
It's raw intensity.
The mob would jam for hours. They wouldn't even stop between songs. George had taken to wearing nothing but a sheet with a hole cut in it, which would often come off in the middle of a set. Funkadelic took things to the edge of craziness, and then kept going. Every time we played the 20 Grand Club in Detroit, which is like home base for a lot of, and showcase for a lot of Motown artists and people like Rare Earth.
Yeah, all pictures were taken, bro.
All of them would come to see Funkadelic at that time because we were the norm. It would be like Slum Day.
It was the norm, they say.
All into the furs and the
They
minks and
knew
things. They would put on their jeans, with holes in them and patches that said "dude" and everything, just to come see Funkadelic. And when they did, it was also right in the front row, and I was straight to the show to put up all my clothes just because they were so sophisticated. I straight right down the table. I used to wear the diaper myself then, but I would take it off and run down the table and pull the line on top of my head and just stand there and let it drip out. It was like disgusting. So they have all these wild stories of
George is making an ass of himself, but George is making an ass of himself. George Clinton, he made an ass of himself, man. George Clinton just made an ass of himself. George Clinton will pull his fucking sheet up. And George Clinton will show his dick by pulling his sheet up and then shows his dick on fucking camera. What a fool George Clinton turned out to be, man. It's a photo of George Clinton when he had his hair all mohawked up. Oh, mohawked up and shit.
In the studio, George presided over the sessions like a
mohawked up.
Knobs, pan-tracked
There's
from
him with
side
the
to
mohawk.
side, and played tapes backwards. Engineers didn't even want their names on the record. But to the funk mob, who were tripping on LSD,
Rebel Lot Records,
it all
Parliaments
sounded
were
good.
tied up with
As
them
the band
anyway.
cranked out songs, George wrote
Years ago, they were
decided
tied up
to
with them
went to
anyway.
Parliament or to Funkadelic. In 1972, Clinton recruited a young bass player.
That's
from
why I wear this.
James
That's why I wear this hat. That symbolizes where the Parliaments had come out with their album Testifying.
Godfather of Soul's regiment. He was ready to stretch out.
James Brown was always, trying to tell me what to do, what not to do, which was cool. But at the
That
same
goes
time,
back to the Saints had. This goes back to the Saints had to start in
George allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do
1967.
and grow as much as I could. So really that really sparked me.
The title track,
1972's Maggot Brain.
was rumored to have been inspired by the death of George's brother Robert.
Yeah.
His body had been found after it began to decompose. It was pretty.
R.I.P. to George Clinton's brother Robert.
But I guess all of that
Passed away years ago.
You know, and the fact that he died like that had to be in my mind someplace.
That messed him up quick. America Eats Its Young. That album. Funkadelic come out with another album too. America Eats Its Young, bro. They might have more albums that come out. They had Electric Spanking War Babies album. There's controversy behind that album. The people on YouTube might knew there's controversy behind this fucking documentary. I'm gonna fucking watch while I'm on the air now.
He was completing America Eats Its Young, and at that
This
point,
is
he was still
Barbarella.
pretty much
This is
around
Barbarella Bishop,
until he started
the
touring.
daughter of George
And
Clinton.
then that's
She was one of those
when he
people
was
that
like, oh, maybe
that George Clinton would just
3
spend time with
months, and then he'd
when
be gone.
Barbarella was
Clinton
young.
had split up with his first wife, Carol, with whom he had 4 kids. He now had children scattered across the continent.
George Clinton is a family man, dude. He had
You know, as far as
he
when I was
got
growing
he got
up,
kids from
we
he got
didn't see
kids
each
and
other.
families and all that.
I lived in Toronto.
Women that he was with.
Sean and
Shit.
Georgie lived, and Donna.
That made George Clinton become some sort of a pimp, bro. A pimp. A P-I-M-P pimp.
And I was always, you know, on the road and everything, but I still was always in contact with my family and all of that, but I was always gone.
Yeah, George, you always gone. You ain't never spent time with your family. You had to be busy completing albums. There's Clarence Fuzzy Haskins in the picture. Remember him from the Parliaments? He was in the picture with George Clinton and everybody else in the Parliament crew. Slash Funkadelic crew. Because Bootsy Collins were there. I don't want to do no more of the Bootsy Collins imitation because I might get hit. I get hit with copyright claim if I imitate Bootsy Collins.
Anyway, I mean, radio stations definitely wasn't going to play us on the station at first.
Radio stations doesn't want to do that. They don't want to play Parliament and Funkadelic at first. They never want to play Funkadelic at first. Nothing, not Parliament. They're scared. Radio stations are scared. Mothership Connection. That album is so bouncing the nose. Cosmic Slump. Here comes a Cosmic Slump.
In the early 70s, George Clinton had a vision for the future of Parliament.
They gotta play Cosmic Slop. Yeah. In the background, they did play Cosmic Slop.
I said that, but if we do that, we couldn't stop at suits and things. We definitely going to stop there, so we had to do something that was right and stuff. And so we said we have to just look like glitter, straight out glitter. So it's about funky Liberace's and, you know, just pimp space people.
Yeah.
Parliament was one of the first bands to be signed by Neil Bogart's Casablanca Records.
Casablanca Records. This is where Parliament and Funkadelic is. Funkadelic. Parliament had to go get a deal with Casablanca after their deal with Rebel Out kind of fell out. Rebel Out Records. Parliament had fell out with Rebel Out Records. They tied up with them. So they sold Parliament had a deal with Parliament had a deal with Casablanca Records. And then the commercial was played.
Funkadelic was working the R&B charts, was standing on the verge of getting it on. Parliament put out Chocolate City.
Yeah. Standing on the verge of getting it on. That's Funkadelic's album.
Ready to take African Americans to a new realm.
They're going neck and neck with albums.
Outer space.
Funkadelic and Parliament, Parliament and Funkadelic, they going.
Concept albums by the Beatles and the Who.
Parliament and Funkadelic, they go neck and neck with their albums. Rest in peace to Glenn Goins, man. I miss him. He was in that group. This Glenn Goins, R.I.P. Did I see the mothership coming? Yeah.
An evolving myth that tackled nothing less than the battle between good and evil and the struggle of funk over
I think I hear the mothership coming. Yeah. It comes to tear the roof off the sucker.
The first single, Give Up the Funk, Tear the Roof Off the Sucker.
You two could go do that with and get the songs added into that documentary. The video that I'm doing. Working on handling this shit. A lot of people like this video. If they like it, they go like this video. They go hate this video, they'll hate this video. Oh shit. There's Dawn and Lynn.
Around that time, George said that he and Bootsy were visited by a
Oh, they want Bootsy.
Like, I said,
They want Bootsy.
that's just like, long straight like a laser beam or something. And I kind of tried to play it
They're
off,
gonna want
but, both
Bootsy.
of them was kind of loaded. And I figured, okay, well, maybe if I don't say nothing, George won't think I'm gone, So I'm still driving because I'm looking up to him. This is the cat right next to
Bootsy,
me.
you driving George around, and then his daughter found out when he driving places.
And talking about the space aliens and all that, So this is
Well,
the cat.
Bubba Rella found that you taking George places, moron. Come on, Bootsy.
So as I turned back around, it hit the car right on my side, and it looked like mercury out of a thermometer or oil and water. It beads up and it's big.
Dang, oil and water, that's gonna mix with oil and water, bro.
And I look at George. George looks at me, and he says, "Do you think you can step on it?" Okay. So I kind of steps on the gas, and we start, moving really fast,
Got to my driver, we sat there. Didn't say a word. Not one word.
And his daughter came out, and she said, "What's wrong with you guys? Y'all see the ghosts or something? Y'all white as ghosts."
George took the UFO sighting as a sign that he was on the right track. That year, the P-Funk crew went into overdrive. Parliament came out.
They went to overdrive, bro. He had to go to overdrive.
The solo effort was stretching out in Bootsy's rubber band, while Funkadelic put out 2 more albums.
They did all. They got electric spanking. War babies that would cause controversy. Yeah.
George took the money the band had made from their Runaway record sales and spent over $500,000
Runaway.
on a stage set to rival anything seen on Broadway.
Runaway record sales.
Oh. An
Oh.
oversized denim cap above the stage, and George emerged dressed as Dr. Funkenstein. The band
That's the name that George Clinton made up himself, bro.
Costumes. The satin Rolls Royce rolled onto the stage and was stripped down as if the funk mob were car thieves. The whole thing
They'll
was
turn into
powered by
some
Aerosmith.
mothership.
It was
They'll turn into some
beyond
mothership or
fun, and
something.
it was wildly successful. It was theatrics, psychedelic theater.
Yeah, George would come out the mothership. George Clinton would come out. George Clinton would come out the mothership. He would come out of there just like that.
The Afronauts went out on an arena tour of America with a road entourage of 85.
Chocolate City, that album came out in 1975, and then you have all the Mothership Connection album came out.
By the end of the night, the entire funk mob would be on stage all at once, acting out Clinton's funkology.
Oh, 1975 to 1976 time period.
20,000 souls a night, and even filled Chicago's Soldier Field with 70,000 rump-shaking.
They went to Illinois. They went to Illinois and performed. They went to Illinois and performed, bro. Soldier Field, man. You know, like this. Soldier Field. It's called. I just said, look like this. Soldier Field, man. The Bears could have played at that venue anyway. The Bears could have played at that venue anyway in Chicago, Illinois.
The funk mob was
unstoppable.
Yeah, Dawn and Lynn, man, singing, man. Dawn and Lynn are singing, bro. They gonna sing?
In the studio so much and just when we were working on the road, just kept cutting and cutting and cutting. And being able to get record deals helped. Everybody would camp out there. You just wake up, whoever was wake
So
up.
I'm doing videos based on. That's why I'm doing videos based on documentaries.
Somebody would sing half the song, and we have to go to work or go
I
somewhere.
always did videos based on those concerts that P-Funk, George Clinton and them did in the 90s and then this year. So I did those. They look at me like I'm some type of film videographer, and I'm not a film videographer. I'm just a guy who likes to do live shows that's based on documentaries and concerts and stuff like that. And other shit that like videos that JD done, JD had done, Joey DeRasmo had done.
That's the one, and we believe in George. I mean, we believe in what he said. He was a cat, so it was like whatever he said, that was it,
Things of that nature.
Which George sold to different record companies under various monikers. Everyone wanted a piece
George
of the
Clinton
P-Funk
handling
magic.
18 funk acts on 5 different labels. There's a George Clinton interview in 1978. George is wearing the old cowboy hats, bro. Sunglasses, everything on.
While Funkentelechy versus the Placebo Syndrome climbed the charts, the Funk Mob produced more spin-off groups. The Brides of Funkenstein, Fred Wesley and the Horny Horns, Parlay, plus solo records from Bernie Worrell, Fuzzy Haskins, and Eddie Hazel crowded the record store.
Eddie Hazel, man, R.I.P. R.I.P. to Eddie Hazel, man. I miss him.
Number one R&B hit, only to be knocked off the top spot by Bootsy's Bootzilla.
Among all 13 people that fucking died. That's among all those 13 people that died.
He knew that there would be a point when the public would have enough, but he didn't know how soon that
They lost like 13 members. They got like 20 or 21 something members. They got like 20 or 21 some members. Flashlight. Play Flashlight.
George Clinton's P-Funk crusade.
Flashlight. Never dance now? Try dancing. And then you come to sleep.
After a steady stream of successful records, Parliament's Funkentelechy album went platinum in 17 weeks, while Funkadelic stormed to the top of the R&B charts with One Nation.
Here comes that flashlight.
They were selling millions and millions of records.
Got the flashlight connected to the Motor Booty affair.
George decided that P-Funk would operate underwater.
They got the Motor Booty tour that they did. Parliament had the Motor Booty affair thing, and you had the Motor Booty tour. Uncle Jim Wants You song. Uncle Jim Wants You album with that song. Yeah. Probably listened to that song already. To end my video.
George was taking its toll. Lots of money was coming in, but more money always seemed to be going out. George announced a tour of smaller venues without all the props and fancy costumes.
And then Casablanca folded. Then Casablanca folded when Neil Bogart died. When Neil Bogart died, Casablanca gets sold to Polygram, the record label that the Gap band had came out of. When they showed the Brooks song, they played it. The old TGIF shirt.
Clinton announced that he wanted to retire from the grind of touring to concentrate on producing. He moved to a country retreat outside of Detroit.
So it's time for me to like concentrate on making the records, keeping the record thing happening. And I thought I had enough people to take the spotlight, but
The retreat. George Clinton. George Clinton. He wants to go to a retreat outside of Michigan. That's what he wants to do.
Keep it together.
At the same time, there was a lot of tension between George and some of the band members about their pay.
The band members, man. George Clinton, Bernie Worrell, and all the band members, all the members of the band, they probably felt that they wasn't paid money. They were owed money by George Clinton and the record label.
The P-Funk empire was starting to fall. The band thought that George was collecting their music publishing money. George said that the record labels had it. Everyone was pointing fingers at everybody else.
He was going through bad times. That's when the band had split up. The original band members, Calvin.
Then the
Fuzzy,
band members acted like George Clinton owed them money or something.
Separating. So
All of a sudden, the record labels had the money too. They got the publishing money.
CBS Records. George started his own record label and signed Boosie's childhood friend, Roger Troutman. But Roger sold the album that George
CBS
produced
Records
to
might be
Warner
connected with
Brothers
Warner Brothers at that period. I don't know. They connected with Warner Brothers.
Already did the liner notes, took the pictures to CBS and everything.
Then the Uncle Jam Records label. They put some fear in everybody.
And CBS already had him. So they thought that I did it. They thought that I was in cahoots with him.
George sued Warner
CBS?
Brothers and got Funkadelic out of their contract.
Warner Brothers.
At the start of the 80s, George
Warner
Clinton
Brothers,
and his
man.
organization were involved in so
George
many
Clinton
lawsuits
sued-
that their musical output came to a standstill.
George Clinton sued Warner Brothers and then got Funkadelic out of the contracts.
And if you could block that stuff out, I mean, I think that's why a lot of people continue to do the drug thing and anything to keep your mind off of the reality part of it, because it's really sad once you really wake up and find out, like, God, dog, man, we were having so much fun, but here's a cat. These cats want to take this and they want to do that, and that's what makes it a bummer.
A bummer. The Electric Spanking War Babies. There's controversy between George Clinton and Warner Brothers that the company that they sued. There's a company that George Clinton has sued that he got beef with them after he sued them.
Avoid paying the bills.
What goes up must come down. And
1981 in Detroit, Funkadelic played their last concert. After the show, there was no
From 1980 to 1981, they did the last couple of shows.
It looked like the end of the road for George Clinton. He had plunged from the top of his game to the bottom. It would be a long, hard climb back.
Uncle George Clinton's fucking up. looks like he's ready. Looks like Clinton's ready to do things on his own, man.
5 years earlier had fallen apart. The rest of the P-Funk mob pursued solo careers, joined other bands, picked up session gigs, or simply dropped out of music. Bernie Worrell joined Talking Heads for Stop Making Sense. Clinton retreated to his home outside Detroit. By now, the godfather of funk was also a grandfather. After all the years of touring and producing,
Godfather of Funk is ready. Godfather of Funk is ready to be a grandfather to all these grandkids of his. Everybody knows George.
He started smoking crack.
Oh
I
shit.
never seen him that whack, and I seen him pretty whack, but that
Oh
was
man,
probably,
George Clinton wants to be high off the fucking crack rock.
Despite his drug problem,
The man's a grandfather. The man's a grandfather. He's over there smoking crack, man. This is after Atomic Dog was finished. The computer games album that was done.
George Clinton. That was it.
His 1984 interview
The
came
P-Funk
through.
crew put aside their hard feelings and came back to work on the first George Clinton solo album.
It's such a family.
Computer
It's
Games.
like,
40 years ago,
even if it
40
was-
years ago, George Clinton came out with an album called Computer Games, and it came out with Atomic Dog.
I'm sure that it wouldn't be to the degree that they wouldn't come back. That people don't come back. It's not me. This is not me and my thing. This is their home. They made this along with me.
But George was still battling the crack pipe.
But still doing the same. You know, whatever the current.
George Clinton is getting his group back together with him.
You know, he would come in just like the track
Yeah.
Atomic Dog. You know, he
He did Atomic Dog, Bootsy.
and just went straight to the mic and laid the song down. No,
He
nothing. I
did
mean,
Atomic Dog,
where the
Bootsy,
beat was at, no
from
nothing,
Computer
you know, 'cause,
Games from
you know, and that's what was amazing
1982.
about George. You know, he would always, no matter, you know, how.
This before or after I was in diapers.
drugs affected
This is
him,
before or after I
something
was in
affected him
diapers.
outside or whatever at home.
That album came out.
He would always come in and fit in.
After being written off by the music
Black
industry,
Beat,
Clinton
the
came
Black
back with
Beat
the #1
magazine.
R&B
George Clinton's on the
Atomic
cover.
Dog. Even without much support from his record label, the song had incredibly strong sales. The success of Atomic Dog reinvigorated the group, and George seemed to have conquered his addictions.
One can stop the dog, catch a new dog, catch
He
a.
carry a rock of cocaine around with him to test his willpower.
That anything I did mess with the music, ain't no way in the world I was gonna do it. I was so scared when Tommy Dog came out that I wasn't gonna be able to do the shows that I took, stuff around me and put the whole tour. Never touched it.
I think that song was played on that green SUV that Biggie Smalls was riding with. It wasn't Biggie Smalls. It wasn't Biggie Smalls in the car. It was Diddy. It was Diddy and one of the security guys.
Clinton was dealing with record execs who didn't appreciate his methods any more than he liked theirs. Pretty soon, he was in financial straits again. In 1984, he filed for bankruptcy. In 1985, George was approached by the indie rock band
George.
the Red Hot Chili Peppers to produce their second album.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're the same guys who got featured on Paint the White House Black music video. These are guys that George Clinton had put on in his music video, Paint the White House Black. Ice Cube, Public Enemy, Dr. Dre, Kim, and Yo-Yo and Laidback.
Not validating, but just euphoric that this guy was in such
We hear songs like Bulletproof, Deep Rise, Kill With That Shake. They have the songs, couple albums. They have the Alphabet Street that came out. I think they were Prince. We Can Funk from Prince's album that Prince did, that George Clinton was featured on the album, on Prince's album, which the copyright claim got slapped at me. Valley erased the copyright claim, but video I done was already partially blocked. The song Tweaking George Clinton did with Public Enemy. You know? It came from a Cinderella story, I don't know.
He was dropped from his contract with Capitol.
It was with Capitol. George Clinton was with Capitol, and then he was dropped from there.
I can't get no deals nowhere. And I told him, I said, look, why don't I cut something and I pee on it, I send it to you. You pee on it and send it back.
Oh, you pee on it, you pee on it and send it back?
Prince signed Clinton to his Paisley
The Cinderella theory?
Cinderella theory in 1989. The album featured cameos from Chuck D and Flavor
That was
Flav
from
of Public
Tweaking.
Enemy.
That came from
The
Tweaking.
advance from Paisley Park made a dent in George's $400,000 debt to the IRS. It looked like things were starting to turn around for Clinton.
They must have found some of that sample of Knee Deep. You can't. This is what you go do. Compare Me, Myself, and I to not just Knee Deep. MC Hammer must have sampled. MC Hammer sampled some of what George Clinton and
But a lot of money was still going to Westbound Records.
Parliament had done.
What all the homies saying?
I would say,
Let's Be Wide.
which I'm still owes a lot of.
Let's Be Wide. Dr. Dre's song Let's Be Wide. That came from that sample from Mothership Connection.
Actually,
That sample from the Mothership Connection song that Parliament had done.
Regenerated again.
For the kids to say, "Oh man, that bass line you did, that felt good," you know. So it's like, wow.
These songs that Dr. Dre had done that came from
coming up, it was good.
that came
Because
from
we're actually doing this
not
stuff,
just
you know,
Knee
but that
Deep
was
and
our generation coming up, but then a whole new generation to say,
you know what I mean?
cool, man, that's a whole nother part.
And P-Funk and all this other
In
shit.
1990, Clinton appeared in a Burger King commercial.
And he did a song with Prince called We Can Funk.
By selling fast food. But George didn't have much of a choice.
That's all well and good if you can afford to look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be one part at a time. Either you survive or you totally don't.
After almost 40 years in the music business,
Yeah, George is whipping his hair out like Will Smith did.
And yet was treated like a newcomer who had to prove himself with each new record. Getting Prince to back him was both a blessing and a curse. It brought him back into the public eye, but he was caught up in Prince's legal battles with Warner Brothers, who distributed Paisley
Prince
Park
got that
Records.
same
As
Prince
George
had that
always
same
said,
beef with
without
Warner
humps,
Brothers,
they
and
would
that's
be
why
no
Prince was
getting
gonna
over.
sue them.
Clinton would have some pretty big humps to get over before he could have a smooth ride. 1993 saw George Clinton up to his old tricks with the release of "Hey Man, Smell My Finger." Despite the last
That album got Paint the White House Black. That had Paint the White House Black on the album too. Uh-oh. '94, they did a Lollapalooza show.
In the summer of '94, George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars were put on the bill of Lollapalooza alongside alternative stars Smashing Pumpkins and the Beastie Boys. It introduced George to a whole new audience. College crowds would remain.
George Clinton did a show. George Clinton did a show on the Arsenio show. George Clinton was on the Arsenio show with a few of the people that's there. You know, with the Paint the White House Black song with some people.
Original funk mobsters Bernie Worrell and Bootsy Collins for a relaunch of the Mothership. At one point in the show, there were 3 generations of Clintons on stage, as George was joined by his son, Trey Lude, and granddaughter Shonda, who added rap to the P-Funk repertoire. George's daughter, Barbarella, was backstage in her role as George's personal manager. His sons, Georgie and Daryl, were part of the production crew, and Sean was on board as the road manager. After all his bad experiences with managers and lawyers over the years, George surrounded himself with old friends and family members to take care of the business. When he wasn't on
This
the
is
road,
what George
Clinton
Clinton.
was on his
This is
farm
what
with
George
his second
Clinton
wife,
does.
Stephanie, working on songs and hunting and fishing. He spent time with his grandchildren, making up for all the years that he was away from his own kids.
You don't get a chance to enjoy them, you know, as kids as much. You know, come on Christmas, bring them toys and sit here and there. But my grandkids pretty much grew up with me.
Yeah.
And
George Clinton might do shows with the P-Funk crew in '96. Then the album came out.
George began a struggle to regain control over his music publishing when the former head of Westbound Records and an old P-Funk business advisor sued each other over the rights to Parliament and Funkadelic songs. It came out that they both had been collecting royalties that neither had rights to.
they got into a big fight. And it came out in
Band
court.
members.
He had forged my name.
Band members
All
got
this
beef.
time,
Parliament, Funkadelic. got beef with other record they got beef with some record labels.
Thought he was getting more than what he was, and to find out later, he really wasn't.
In 1996, Clinton and his co-writers were awarded $20 million, but the money has remained tied up in court.
It did. They got tied up in court anyway years ago. 26 years ago, all the money was tied up in court.
He's trying to get his business straight. So that
with all the members of Parliament Funkadelic, these guys wanted that piece of the pie, bro. They wanted that crew. They wanted that money. These guys were owed money by some record company. Westbound.
In 1997, George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
In 1997, Prince inducted George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars into the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that is.
I want to say, George, I love you. I need you.
That would almost look like Elizabeth Hurley or one of the Spice Girls. I cannot tell. Here comes the Godfather of Funk, and all the members.
And create new music with some of the biggest names in R&B. He took up painting, and collectors snapped up his work. In 1999, George collaborated with his old friends Bernie Worrell and Bootsy Collins on a new Funkadelic record, and celebrated his 58th birthday in front of 150,000 fans on stage.
They're going straight to Woodstock West Stage '99. I already did a live show based on that concert already. Previous July, I already did that live show based on it. It could be like 23 years, man. 23 years, man.
You catch it, you're gonna be bored as hell.
George Clinton had come out of the ghetto to become a major force in modern music. The most sampled man on the planet.
Oh, that Paint the White House Black cover, they put it there.
As the 20th century drew to a close, George Clinton continued to give up the funk to anyone who was willing to get down.
Well, before I was doing this, as far as I'm concerned, it's just starting. We're going to the new millennium. We've been waiting for this a long time, and because now funk is right. And so to me, it's just like the first day of the rest of my life.
This is the to Hunka Burnin' Love. Get the real story behind the man who gets the behind on Barry White Behind the Music. Oh yeah. Up next, only on VH1.
I miss Barry White, man. Barry White was the singer that did the songs. That would give you up and practice what you preach and things of that nature. I'm in the game, bro. I miss him, man. I miss Barry White. Yep. That's the end, folks. All right, that's the end, folks. That's the end. It's 8:44. I'm ready to end this motherfucker. Ready to end this motherfucker. Let me go to the next one. I can't. I can go forward with this.